The Backrooms, deeply cold. Level 9.5, Rochester Blues. I almost burned my notes trying to keep warm here. This place sucks to investigate, and I'm definitely getting out of here when I'm done. Survival difficulty. Pending. Safety undetermined, unsecured, presence of entities undetermined. The image displayed on screen has the following text beneath it. This place is so goddamn cold. Description. Probably the most dreary place I've been to. Level 9.5 goes on for as far as I can see in this mess. It's too dark to see super far, and the occasional snow flurries don't help either. From what I've seen, perpetual night consumes the place. An ever-expanding set of spaced-out homes, backyards, and roads coated in snow. If it weren't for all the snow, I would have confused this with Level 9 proper. Luckily, I've entered some kind of home. It has basic fixtures and a few rooms. Hell, the lights here even work. But nothing which a regular lived-in house would have. I don't see any other forms of life here, nor do I see any entities despite the darkness of the house. Things feel warm and toasty too, but I don't see any vents or heat regulation system. Not even a cozy fireplace or something of that nature. Exiting the building, I was met with an unexpected cold. I took my first steps into the snowy backyard of the current building, and after just minutes of trekking, I began losing all sensation in my feet and other exposed surfaces. I felt like I would have begun suffering from acute hypothermia if I didn't find my way into another building. Surprisingly, near me was a building with the lights on, leading me into another cozy home. However, I actually came across other wanderers here. 3 quite average people were sitting on the floor in a little circle, looking up at me as I suddenly entered. This trio respectfully asked me that I not name them or detail the conversations we had, but they did confirm a few things for me. For one, they informed me that they weren't the only people who inhabited the homes in this level, and pointed me in the direction of larger communities of people. There are supplies of all sorts throughout the level, being found in random crates and containers scattered among the snow or within derelict homes. They are often covered in a layer of snow if outdoors, with clothed skeletons often clutching or collapsed near the caches. It is unknown how long these caches and bodies have been around, since I've been told that these boxes of supplies and their accompanying skeletons will disappear without warning. If someone is lucky enough to get a hold of these crates, they can find furs, warm clothes, military-style rations, and fire starters. More morally dubious or desperate wanderers will be tempted to steal the warm clothes off of the skeletons, but from my own experience, the clothes from bodies on sublevel 9.5 are usually, oddly enough, damp or wet from snow. Wearing them would only result in rapid hypothermia from the sub-zero temperatures on the level. Even if someone were inside a home, if it is not one of the lucky few which provide warmth, a wanderer is sure to freeze. Overall, I've been told that people here are severely affected by the cold and lack of light, and I can feel it myself. The bitter cold and lack of sunlight cause mild to moderate anxiety and depression in people who remain in level 9.5 for prolonged periods. This might also be a result of the level's own unknown properties. Havens. Some homes within level 9.5 can act as a refuge for wanderers, though since no supplies can appear within homes, it is often up to wanderers to venture out and search for crates to continue surviving on the level. However, only certain homes within the level emit the mysterious warmth necessary for survival. Regardless of all the issues, many people who I've spoken with so far say they feel some sort of mysterious attraction to the level, as if they feel like leaving the sublevel will only make their condition worse. The image displayed on screen has the following text beneath it, an image I took from Rockwell's Respite. Most wanderers I've met on the level stay in their own groups and gatherings, but the largest gathering is where I met practically everyone else on the level. A gathering of around 20 people crammed into a set of 3 houses close to one another called Rockwell's Respite. The main founder, Daniel Rockwell, also informed me that his people have a name for this level, Rochester Blues. He told me that he got it from his own hometown, which is what this place apparently resembles in his eyes. Wanderers who don't stick within Rockwell's respite are often elsewhere in the other homes. Rarely, a few well-prepared wanderers passed by me in search of supplies. It seems that most of them volunteer for gathering supplies for their groups or themselves. They tell me I'm crazy, saying that only the brave come out. I wasn't sure if it was a joke, but they asked for my name to remember me if I freeze or something worse. They refused to elaborate on if that meant there were other dangers on level 9.5. Entrances and exits. I initially entered level 9.5 by encountering an anomalous snowy home on level 9. However, when trying to ask about exits, everyone called me crazy for wanting to leave. They insisted I stay with them and relax inside, but I got the uncomfortable feeling that something was off about it. However, I found myself oddly conflicted when I left the home. I felt as if I were a child trying to run away from home, wandering blindly among the uneven and hilly terrain of the frosted backyards. Attempting to navigate onto a snowy neighborhood road, I ended up slipping on ice. That might have been my saving grace, since it seemed that this brought me right back into level 9. Even after escaping such a dreary place, I still yearned to return to that place in the back of my mind. So long, Rochester Blues. Repository Notice. We regret to inform readers that the whereabouts of this article's author is currently unknown. Explorers have attempted to go to level 9.5 to find Mr. Matthias, though members of Rockwell's Respite and other settlements within refuse to elaborate on their location. It can be presumed from this that Mr. Matthias has either perished or found their way into a level that we are currently unaware of. We apologize for any inconvenience. Repository staff. Authorized eyes only. The remainder of this document is for the eyes of outcast researchers only. Unauthorized reading of this document may result in detainment. Matthias interrogation attempt number 4. R. Are you keen to tell us anything yet, or are you just going to ramble again? Matthias. Cold. God, I need to be warm. Let me go back. R. Stop struggling. We have you strapped down for a reason. Tell us what they're telling you. Matthias. They're telling me it's so damn cold and I'm going to die if I don't go back to the homes. R. That isn't everything. Tell me what specifics there are. How long did you hear the voices after you left? Matthias. The voices? They've been happening since the day I left. Out of the blue, I think I'll hear them. They keep telling me to make my way back. The warmth is there. I feel cold again. R. I'll give you some medicine to calm down. Just don't fight back and flail around again. Matthias. No, I don't need any medicine. I need to go back and get warm. I'm going to freeze. After a fair bit of struggling, Dr. R managed to inject Mr. Matthias with a drug mixture to calm him down. What follows occurred before Matthias became incapacitated from the aforementioned injection. Matthias. Ah, that hurt like hell. R. Take some deep breaths. Tell me what else they're saying. Do you hear them now? Matthias. No, I don't hear them right now. I told you what they said. R. What'll you get if you go back? Has being near a heater or fire worked? Matthias. I feel so cold all the time. I'm I'm going to freeze if I'm not inside. I gotta go. R. Alright, just rest for now. You're not going back though. You'll be under our supervision. Matthias. I can't do that. I'm After his incapacitation, a medical evaluation was conducted on Mr. Matthias. It was then discovered that Matthias was in a malnourished state. Since leaving level 9.5, it appeared that he had eaten little to nothing whatsoever. Unfortunately, a day after this interrogation, Matthias was found dead, curled up near the door of their room. An autopsy showed that despite not displaying any exterior signs, Matthias had suddenly perished from acute internal hypothermia. I would like to assume that those on level 9.5 are there against their own will. No attempts have been made by outcasts to try and ask other wanderers on level 9.5. It is presumed that if someone does enter the sublevel, they are immediately afflicted with some unconfirmed parasite or phenomenon, which will cause certain death if someone afflicted were to avoid returning. Symptoms of these Rochester blues include auditory hallucinations, delirious mania, sensations of extreme cold regardless of the temperature, and urges to return to level 9.5. Those who have succumbed to the effects of level 9.5's attraction will display internal signs that they have frozen. Though it is impossible to keep their bodies around after death, in the case of Mr. Matthias, his body mysteriously disappeared hours after discovery. Later reports from other unaligned explorers reported a recurring skeleton similar in appearance and dress to Matthias among the snow of level 9.5, appearing and reappearing at random times. Once again, it is not recommended that anyone ventures into level 9.5. Dr. R.